What is microplastic and how it gets into our food supply chain is the question I will be answering on today's episode of Ask Nutritionist Deepa. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Nutritionist Deepa, and here I am with my weekly episode on food, nutrition, and everything in between. So let's start with understanding what microplastic is. Microplastic are these tiny particles of plastic waste which find its way uh, through the waterways and ocean and rivers that gets through waste management. So all this plastic that we generate that is not recyclable gets dumped into the waterways, and then what happens to it? It is eaten by sea creatures like mussels, oysters, scallops, and variety of different fishes. So microplastic over the year has become a huge problem. The statistic indicates that by 2060, the amount of plastic that we will be dumping into the ocean is going to be somewhere between 155 million to 265 million metric ton per year by 2060. Just everybody, please pay attention to this statistic. This is not good. The amount of plastic we are generating is going to be in millions per metric ton per year. So what happens when we dump this plastic into these waterways is that it ends up inside basically water creatures like shellfish, fish, and marine mammals. And research indicates that mussels, oysters, scallops have the highest level of microplastic contamination among all the seafood. And that's what the study that was led by the researchers at the Hull York Medical School and the University of Hull in England found. They looked at more than 50 studies, and they found out that the on a global level, the amount of microplastic, these tiny plastic particles that is found in this mollusks type of seafood, such as mussels, oysters, and scallops, has been very high. It is very important to understand that the largest consumption of this type of seafood happens in China, Australia, Canada, Japan, and United States. Okay, and the oysters or seafood that is found off of the coast of Asia have the highest amount, or is most heavily contaminated because of the amount of plastic we dump in the ocean, again along the coast of Asia, more than anywhere else. Okay, so the important point here to remember also here is that the seafood like mussels, oysters, scallops are usually eaten whole. So this microplastic that gets accumulated in these animals' intestine or liver, people who eat seafood end up eating it because we are not removing the liver or intestine like they would for other like large fish or mammals. So it's important to understand that if you're consuming seafood at a in a significant quantity, chances of you ingesting that microplastic are high because, like I said, they accumulate in intestine and liver. So at the end of the day, my request to you is, first of all, pay attention to the amount of plastic you are generating. Next time when you are using a Ziploc bag or covering something with plastic wrap, or using plastic spoons and all that stuff. Now it's summertime, there are going to be outdoor activities, so on and so forth. People take disposable stuff. All the plastic, be mindful about it. It's going somewhere and coming back to us. And if you are a big food eater or lover, pay attention to this. And this is another opportunity for us to go more plant-based, because plant do not have any microplastic. So in fact, if we in fact, the sea vegetables which are in the ocean actually help filter some of the contaminants. So that's like sea vegetables like kelp and seaweed and so on and so forth, and they are rich in iodine. So pay attention to what you want to eat from the sea. My recommendation again would be go more plant-based. Explore different kinds of vegetables, other mushrooms, and so on and so forth, in place of seafood. And be careful when you are eating your seafood next time, because chances are it contains the microplastic. That's all I have to say. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for sending me your questions and comments. And I'm glad that some of you find the information useful. And keep sending me those questions and topics, and I will see you next time. Thank you.